Starting a business is the most irrational decision you'll ever make. You're told that the odds are against you. 9 out of 10 businesses fail. Most people will tell you not to do it, and yet people still leap. Why? Because of one thing: faith. Without faith, you'd never step off the cliff in the first place. And the reality, starting a business feels like willingly stepping into the abyss. It's like chewing glass on purpose, day after day, while hoping that somehow in the end, it'll all be worth it. So why do some people take the leap? And more importantly, how do they survive the storms when everything seems to be falling apart? The answer is faith. Faith is what keeps you calm when things can go wrong. Faith is what keeps you moving when the doubt starts screaming at you. Faith is what separates the people who quit from the people who push through. In this video, I'm going to break down only 3 places I've ever seen entrepreneurs put their faith in: yourself, in the universe, or in God. I'll go over the pros and cons of each and why I believe one of these gives you the strongest foundation for success and peace. The first option is faith in yourself. And let me say this clearly, you have to have faith in something. If you don't, you will 100% fail. Business is too rare, too brutal, too uncertain. Without belief, you won't even make it through the first storm. Now let's talk about the upside of faith in yourself. When you believe in yourself, you take total ownership. You stop complaining, you stop pointing fingers, you stop blaming your parents, your boss, your background, your environment. If you're not where you want to be, you recognize it's because of your own ignorance, your own mistakes, your own lack of skill. And that's actually freeing, because when you fully own it, you start to get hungry. You start studying. You start realizing that success isn't just about being the smartest or working the hardest. There are people way smarter than you who are broke. There are people grinding 12-hour days who will never be free. What separates successful entrepreneurs is not brains or hard work, it's strategy. So when you put your faith in yourself, you begin to obsess over strategies. You deep dive into how to actually make a business work. You learn marketing, sales, leadership, finance. You pick all these practical skills that you absolutely need to become successful. But here's the brutal downside. Faith in yourself requires an insane amount of self-confidence, because the truth is, you've never done this before. So who are you to say whether you can or can't? That's where doubts creep in, and they don't come politely. They come screaming at you in the middle of the night. Who am I kidding? I've never built a business before. My family's never done this. What makes me think I can do it? My friends told me I can't. Maybe they were right. And at 2 a.m., when your cash is running out, when bills are due, when customers aren't coming in, those thoughts get even darker. Why am I even doing this? Why don't I just quit? Why don't I just get a job like everyone else and stop putting myself through this torture? And here's the thing, when your faith is only in yourself, you have no backup. Once those questions hit, there's nothing to anchor you. And this is where most people break. Not because they're weak, not because they're lazy, but because the weight of those doubts become unbearable. And even if you do succeed by only believing in yourself, it often comes at a price. Many entrepreneurs in this category end up anxious, restless, or miserable. Every catastrophe feels like the end of the world because the only thing holding the business up is you. So yes, faith in yourself has value, but it's fragile. The second option is faith in the universe, or what some call fate. This is like the next level beyond just believing in yourself, because instead of carrying the entire burden on your shoulders, you start believing there's something bigger out there, some kind of force that wants things to work out for you. And honestly, that's powerful. When things go wrong, and they will, it helps to believe it's not random. It helps to think the universe is teaching you something, preparing you for something bigger. When a client cancels at the last minute, you can tell yourself, it's okay. The universe is redirecting me. When a deal falls apart, you can think, this is happening because a better opportunity is coming. That belief lets you release anxiety. It allows you to breathe when everything else seems to be falling apart. The pros are real. Faith in the universe takes the crushing weight off your back. It lets you surrender some of the restlessness, and in that way, it's healthier than believing only in yourself. But now let's talk about the cons. And this is important. The universe has no rules, no boundaries, no accountability. You can literally do anything, wise or foolish, right or wrong, and still tell yourself, well, the universe will take care of me. That's the danger, because it's not actually something fully outside of you. It's just your own moral compass dressed up as something cosmic. It's you saying, I think this action is right, so I'll call it the universe's plan. But who set that standard? You did. So at the end of the day, it's not true external faith. It's just a roundabout way of putting faith back in yourself. And here's why that matters. Faith is supposed to carry you when you fail yourself. But if your faith is just in your own standards reflected back at you, then when your standards collapse, so does your faith. So yes, faith in the universe is comforting, it's better than nothing, but in business where accountability and correction are everything, it falls short. And then there's the final option, faith in God. Now, faith in God gives you all the pros of believing in the universe. You still get the peace that comes from knowing you'll be taken care of. You still get the reassurance that setbacks have meaning. You still get the relief of not carrying the entire burden on your own. But there's a massive difference here. You can actually communicate through prayer. You can offload your anxiety in real time. And I'll be real, this has been a game changer for me. When anxiety starts to rise, I don't just sit here and spiral. I can pray. And if I'm truly connecting, I feel a near instant relief. That practice changes everything because it's not vague, it's not esoteric, it's direct. Faith in God also brings humility. When you finally win, when you make it big, when you make the hundreds of millions, tens of millions, whatever your goal is, when the deal closes, when you taste success, you don't just say, I did this. You recognize that God's hand was in it the whole time. And let's be real, so much of success is outside of your control. What if you were born in a different country? What if you had parents who didn't support you? What if you were born into poverty? What if the market conditions were completely different when you started? You didn't choose those things, and yet they shaped your entire path. So to believe it's only you is honestly kind of arrogant. Faith in God fills that gap. And here's the most powerful part. With faith in God, your peace doesn't depend on whether you succeed or fail. You can be happy either way. You can focus on the process, on becoming the person you're meant to be instead of obsessing over the end result. And that's why faith in God provides something nothing else can: constant peace. Whether things are going well or falling apart, you stay steady. Now, I have one con that I can see, and that's when some people confuse faith in God with very strict religious rules that can actually interfere with business. They get caught up in man-made interpretations that hold them back. They start thinking money is evil, or that they shouldn't serve certain customers, or that success is somehow wrong. But I don't believe that's God. That's men twisting God's. That's men twisting God's words. Faith in God itself doesn't limit you. It frees you. It gives you a framework to return to peace over and over, no matter what happens in your business. So here's the truth. If you want to start a business, faith isn't optional. You have to put your faith somewhere, in yourself, in the universe, or in God. The real question is, where is your faith right now? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think I'm a cuckoo? Like, what's kept you going when things got bad? This video gave you something to think about. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, because business will test you. It will drag you into the abyss. It will feel like chewing glass. But with faith, real faith, you can keep moving forward no matter how dark it gets. I will see y'all on the next one.